I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. It's been tough. Not only on me, but my whole family.
He's a fighter. This is not going to put him down. He knows he needs to fight, and this time for his life, to get his life back. Coach Greg, in today's video, we're going to be going over what exactly happened to Ben Askren, the famous UFC fighter, 1 million followers, that received a double lung transplant. Bro was in the hospital for over a month. He suffered like no other, and many people have been talking about it, and he's been very kind to go and show us every step of the way. And so let's dive in and get started.
I don't remember anything from May 28th to July 2. No recollection, zero idea, no idea what happened. We'll kind of go through it all, and it's a...
In combat sports, what you may or may not be aware of is there's an epidemic of people getting staph infections. 30% of the general population has staph on their skin, but it doesn't cause any problems. But it can eventually lead into problems if you're immunocompromised or if you have certain characteristics, and it's just too much for this video. Basically, staph is just a regular skin bacteria, but has a chance to become virulent, which means to form a disease if it mutates and changes to something else. The worst form of staph that causes the greatest problems is called MRSA. And so amongst UFC fighters, combat sports, and so on, the prevalence of these fighters who have staph, it's much higher. It's over 40%. Think of it. They're sweating for multiple hours a day, sharing equipment, hand-to-hand combat. And so it's very, very intimate. And so these bacteria are being spread from person to person. And about 1.3% of these fighters have the deadly MRSA bacteria. And so what's happened in this case is that this MRSA bacteria colonized perhaps in the nasal cavity, and eventually it went down into his lungs. And so in some people, this MRSA bacteria, it's able to evade the body's defense systems. For example, the mucus in your nose. Also, the ciliary elevator, which is, you know, when you like cough up along, like, you cough it out, it prevents you from getting pneumonias and so on. And so it was able to evade this. And so it infected his actual lungs on the inside. And so this MRSA, it gets into the lungs and then can mutate enough to evade the defense system. And we have white blood cells. Its aim is to kill things that are not supposed to be there. But for some reason, this bacteria, it doesn't give a shit. It attacks like no other. And so as a result of this, Ben winded up with a fulminant necrotizing pneumonia. And so this form of pneumonia, it's atypical, and the death rate, it's extremely high. It's close to 40%. Now, luckily, Ben is a physical specimen, and so his chances of survival are clearly going to be higher than the average person. And so Ben would have felt like you and I mean, I hope you feel as good as me. I feel perfectly healthy. And in a matter of days, because it's fulminant, he's no longer good. He's sick. He has to go to the hospital. And so upon being taken into hospital, they had to then try to keep him alive. And so he doesn't remember anything because he would have been sedated for perhaps it was 40 days as they're looking for a transplant, a donor for the lungs that he needs. And so finding a donor, it's not easy. You have to match each other properly, the immune systems and so on. It's very complicated. And so during this time, he has mechanical ventilation as well as ECMO. This is an external heart and lungs. It's very serious, and I'm certain it's very expensive. And so luckily, eventually, they found a match.
So I was like 50 pounds. In a 45-day period. That was a battle.
And notice how he's having trouble to speak. He's shaking. This is an example of just how much muscle he's actually lost. I mean, he was laying there with no movement whatsoever. And you might be thinking, well, why don't they just give him testosterone? 600 milligrams a week. I mean, there's studies showing that you build muscle without movement. This is bullshit. And so they could have hopped him up with test and tren, and it wouldn't have helped him. He's not moving. He's laying there. He's going to lose a lot of muscle.
So, man, the outpouring of love from the wrestling community, it was just amazing. Felt so good.
This is an improvement. When he would have first woken up, it would have been far worse. He's using progressive overload. Perhaps it's talking one word at a time. The next day, it's full sentences. And the week after that, maybe it's even a paragraph. And so the hope is he'll continue to progressive overload and eventually be able to live a normal life. Now, is he going to be fighting in the UFC, fighting Jake Paul and so on? Absolutely not. You can't recover to that extent. But it's the hopes that he could live a normal life. You perhaps don't know this statistic, but every day that an adult just lays in bed and does nothing, they're going to lose approximately 0.5% of their muscle. And so imagine a month. That's 15%. If you're 200 pounds, is 30 pounds of muscle. And in the case that you're super old, you're older than last time, you have various diseases, it could be up to 5% in a day. It's an extreme. And so whatever you do, you don't want to be stuck in a bed. It's important to get up and move if ever possible, to not just lay there. And if you ever go to a hospital, a lot of people, they don't care. The people in hospitals, they're not always the people with the greatest wherewithal. They don't know the importance of movement, and they just kind of feel bad for themselves. And so they're sick, they get an operation, they just lay back. They don't want to move. Bed rest, one of the worst things you can do. Many people are thinking, no, hey, you're injured. You need to sit there and relax and take it easy. No, you don't. I know the argument. It sounds, well, hey, you had a heart attack. You shouldn't move for a month. It's not the best idea. Whether you had surgeries, heart attacks, whatever you've had, you should try to get up and move. And if you don't, 0.5% or even more muscle you lose each and every day. And let's not forget the chance of getting a blood clot or perhaps getting pneumonia from not breathing hard enough. There's so many other problems of just laying there and relaxing and doing nothing. You need to move. And so I feel it's like this. We're made to suffer. We're not made to have the good life, to lay out on the beach. You need to challenge yourself, whether you're sick, you're injured. Everyone needs to be pushing themselves.
I love you guys. I appreciate you guys. It's been tough. Not only on me, but my whole family.
We can see he has a tracheostomy. He's having a very difficult breathing, talking, and so on. They would have needed to cut in to ventilate this guy. It's not easy. And he's a fighter. You can see it in every video that he puts out. And so one thing I love is that when you're an athlete, you have the mindset of a champion. This is not going to put him down. The average person, they might just give up. But this guy, he's always fought for what he's got. And so he knows he needs to fight, and this time for his life, to get his life back.
That was like a month ago that they want to start transplant evaluation. Feels like, holy crap. Came a long way since then.
And so we can see he's not going to be feeling sorry for himself. He still has a tracheostomy. He's covering it as he's speaking. He needs to allow the air to go through his vocal cords. But he isn't giving up. He's giving us his updates. He's going to continue to get better.
I felt guilty for myself one time. Right? And that doesn't do anyone any good.
He doesn't want to feel sorry for himself. He doesn't want any guilt of what he's doing. He just wants to put out his all. Feeling bad for what you did, saying, oh, woe is me, and so on. I can't believe it happened to me. I mean, I'm sure all of us would feel that for a certain period of time, but it doesn't do you any good. You have to be in charge of your own life, no matter what's happened. And so he knows this isn't good. We're not going to sugarcoat it. This sucks. But he's going to make the most of it.
I never smoked one cigarette, never smoked any weed, never did anything. Why did my lungs get stolen from me?
He's saying, look, how could this happen to me? He felt bad for a little bit. And he's saying, I never smoked. I never did drugs, didn't smoke weed. I did all the proper things. I'm an athlete. I do cardio. I did everything. But one thing he did is he worked out and trained with other people, one of which would have had MRSA, and they're not very sanitary. I mean, I don't want to have to blame the gyms. I don't want to have to blame the athletes he's fighting against. But when you have a group of men, sweaty men, wrestling together all day long, these kind of things are inevitable. I mean, when I was on the swim team, we used to get athlete's foot all the time. It's not good. It's nothing like this. Come on. But you're bound to catch something. It'd be like being a part of the Bonnie Blue Festival, over 1,000 guys, all back to back. You're bound to catch something. And so should the UFC and other combat sports impose some further testing, a swab test to test for MRSA? You could detect it. You would know. And there is a process to disinfect. And so you would start with nasal antimicrobial drops. That's where it would start to clear out the infection from the nose. And following that, chlorhexidine wipes all over your body, top to the bottom, head to toe, everything. You do this for approximately 5 days. After that, MRSA, it's gone. And so you're thinking, well, why don't they just give him an antibiotic? Hey, you got this MRSA. Well, give you an antibiotic. They're resistant to that. It won't work. You have to go through this process. It's excessively dangerous. And so it would kind of be like this. Imagine if Togi had AIDS.
This is a problem. This is a massive problem.
AIDS is blood to blood. This is how you get it. MRSA, it's skin to skin. It could be the people that he's sparring with, his partner. It could be his girlfriend, his wife, his mother, his daughter, whoever he's in close proximity to. And so most people, they don't know they have this. 1.3% have it. Do you have it? Does she have it? This could be the result.
Then I realized it happened. I could whine, cry. It's not gonna help anybody. I am where I am now, and I'm gonna move forward the best that I can.
So great attitude. You can see he's getting some strength back. He's putting on some weight. And so let's keep going.
Yes, I'm disappointed I didn't get out today. But maybe it's what's best.
I mean, I do this in my own life right now. It's literally, I'm driving and I'm stuck in traffic and I'm thinking, this sucks. I'm stuck in traffic, whatever, some stupid excuse to try to take some happiness away. And I'm thinking, what if I wasn't stuck in traffic? What if I then got in an accident? And so because of this, I'm saved. And so I'm thankful for everything. Thankful that I made it back alive, that I feel healthy right now. And so I don't have any expectations. Anything to me, as long as it's not bad, it's good. Does that make any sense? If it's not bad, it's good. If you expect all the things in the world always up here and you only get them there, you're going to be disappointed. And so don't expect anything. So he's saying, hey, on this day, I was hoping to have this operation to feel this way. And perhaps if he doesn't, he's going to be disappointed. Rather than that, hey, I'm just expecting to someday get better. I'm slowly going to keep improving. And by having that attitude, he continues to stay positive.
What's up, guys? Day 59. I'm out. With my beautiful wife, supportive.
He's made it out. His attitude, it's working. And now he's currently rehabbing. You see him lifting weights.
I gotta walk with a walker. I can't walk. I can't walk. This 5-pound weight, this is actually hard for me to curl.
He's clearly going to progressive overload. He's saying, this is where I am right now. I can barely lift 5 pounds. 5 pounds is a struggle for him. Before, it would have been a joke. He says, in a month from now, it's not going to be like this. And so no matter who you are right now, try to be a little bit better in the future. Now, he is currently immunosuppressed. He needs to avoid physical contact with other wrestlers, fighters. He shouldn't be grappling. He has to be careful. His chances of getting sick are significantly higher than the average person. He's most certainly on anti-rejection drugs as he has that lung transplant. And so he needs to be ultra careful.
I am where I am right now, but I'm gonna be somewhere different in a month. Right? I'm gonna work my ass off. I'm gonna get better.
And so he's saying, look, I can't even stand up. I can't walk yet, but in the future he will. He's saying, it's pathetic. I can't do it. Well, he's certainly doing a lot better than other people. And I bet a month ago, he wouldn't even be close to being able to do this. And so he's significantly improved. And so rather than comparing himself to where he was perhaps a year ago, he needs to compare himself to last week.
And so why can't you too? What are you waiting for?
And so he's saying, wherever you are in this life, wherever your fitness level, your start point is now. It's right here. If he can do it, after all he's been through, what is your excuse? You can do it too. Don't talk about it, be about it. He's bike riding. He's out there getting active. And so it's not all sunshines and rainbows. He's back in the hospital. His lung had an infection. It's very likely to occur. But he knows this is part of the process. It's like the stock market. You have your ups and your downs. It's not always every single day going to go up. And so he expects it. And so because he expects it, he can handle it. If he thought this is going to be smooth sailing, every day it's going to be better than the last. And as soon as he gets over into a hurdle, he's going to think, well, how do I handle this? And so he knows it's a journey. He knows it's a long road to recovery. And so I'm wishing him the best. I'm certain that everyone is. Remember, this is a very difficult surgery to overcome. He has to expect to be in and out of the hospital more than almost anyone on this planet. He's going to get sick. He knows it. He has to take medications for the rest of his life, but he's still with us. He's a fighter. He was a fighter, and he will always be till the end. You know, to close out this video, I'd just like to say it's important to practice proper personal hygiene, like shower, clean up after yourself, wash. If you're fighting against other people that aren't doing the same, maybe just say no. I know that's probably difficult. And if you can get a hold of this, get an MRSA swab test to ensure you're not a carrier. Remember, this is for high-risk people. Skin-to-skin contact repeatedly, day after day. MMA fighters, the perfect example. If you're just out there playing basketball, you're on the swim team, going for bike rides, you don't need to worry. And if you're interested in getting your blood work done with Algo RX for the cheapest prices that you're ever going to find in the United States, I've partnered with them. You can click the link in the description. And remember, you get your blood work done. You can get various medications prescribed to you. For example, telmisartan, Cialis, Viagra, and clomiphene, peptides, whatever you may need. And so if you're interested, click the link in the description. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost the algorithm. Please like the video if you liked it. Don't forget to watch one of those 2 bloops. And of course, for the supplements, Turk Platinum, Turk Builder Max, GO2 Max, G-Test Platinum, GLP Max for people who have insatiable appetites. If you're interested, click the link, code Greg, 15% off. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment to boost your algorithm. Please like the video if you liked it. Don't forget to watch one of those 2 bloops. And until next time, I am out.